Merrill, Jared with the Daily News here. Congrats on the win, first of all. That last play, 2.8 seconds left. I guess walk me through that. What did you see out there, and what was it like to hit that game winner?
I don't know. Coach Collins said just pass the ball to Nemo and she would kick out for me. And I didn't think about anything. I just shoot it. I didn't know like if it's going in or going out. I don't know. Just shoot it. But we won today. It's fine.
What are you thinking before that play starts? Because I looked over and I saw you, and it looked like you were like a little bit disappointed or something, or I don't know if it was focused, or I guess what were you thinking before the play even started?
I was thinking about just my dad. I want to win this game just for him. So I didn't think about anything. I just want to get the ball and shoot it, just get win for him.
Hi, Merrill. Drew Tennis with the College Heights Herald. I was wondering, so how does it I'm not sure if you'd answer this already, but how does it feel to be a part of history, scoring that shot?
It's something great for me. I don't know, like it was a hard game. I didn't play like 3 overtime with this team. Like last year we play against Middle Tennessee, and I didn't like play with my team in the overtime, but it's my first time to play overtime, like 3 overtime with my team and give them the win today. So it was something great for me.
Harold, it's Jeff Lightsey from WBKL. You said you were thinking about your dad. What was it about your dad that made you think about him before the shot? And do you think it was him that helped you get that shot in the basket tonight?
I would think like he always with me, like on my head every time I play every game for him. I play hard every game. I didn't think about anything like to score anything. I just want to get this win for my team. So I would think like I don't want to lose this game just for him, because we lost last 2 games from Middle Tennessee in our home court. So I don't want to lose again. And I was like promised my dad before he died, like I will play every game hard just for him, because he want me to be here and play in Western Kentucky. So I was playing hard just for him. So I didn't think about anything, just to play for him.
Hi, Merrill. Drew Tennis again with the College Heights Herald. So how did you guys kind of adjust, after the first 2 quarters? You guys came back out in the third and fourth quarter, and you like just give it all your all. What did you have to do to tie the game up at the end of regulation?
We were thinking like just give the ball to Nemo. Like they always get fouled her, and she always make a bucket for us. So they didn't guard her, like they can't guard her. So we would just give her the ball, and we will just get rebound and run in transition, because they are not good on transition defense. So that will help us to get back to the game.
Merrill, Jared with the Daily News again. You guys got to the free throw line quite a bit today, 41 times total, and against the Charlotte team that forces its opponents to shoot at a low percentage. How important was that, and how much of a focus was that heading into this game?
It was important for us to make a free throw. Like Coach Collins make us to shoot a free throw line every day, like 500 or stuff like that, because we miss a lot. So we started doing that to make some free throw in the game. And Mariah did a really good job in free throw, like last overtime, and Nemo too, and Hope. So that helped us to get to win this game and get back for this game.
Hey, Merrill, Drew Tennis again with the College Heights Herald. So now that you've seen Charlotte play, and you've gone into 3 overtimes with them, do you think that you're going to be able to beat them by the end of regulation tomorrow?
I think we have a shoot around tomorrow, so we will see what we will watch them to see what we did wrong and what we did good to keep playing and to win tomorrow too. So I think Coach Collins will talk about rebound and transition defense, because sometimes we was bad on transition defense. So I think Coach Collins will talk about that tomorrow.
Anything else? All right, thank you, Merrill.
Thank you.
Thanks, Merrill.
Thank you.
Coach Jared McDonald with the Daily News here. Out of the timeout, 2.8 seconds left. I mean, I guess was that the look that you were hoping for? And, Merrill has been a kid that was a leader all year with a young team, tough season. And I guess, what does it mean for her to be the one to hit that?
Well, I'm thrilled that the ball went in. I'm thrilled that Miru put the ball in. Yes, we were playing for a three, not necessarily that deep of a three. And we've run that play over the last 8 or 9 years a couple of times, well, more than a couple of times. We've won some ball games, advanced in tournaments. And we've also missed some good looks. But I know I felt confident we were going to get a decent three. I didn't intend for it to be that deep, but Allie, Carlette, or Miru were our options. I would love to have Hope. We didn't really have time. I didn't feel like to go in and back to Hope on that one. And I told Raneem that if she felt like she had a good shot, to go ahead and stick it, and we would take a fourth overtime. But we were really playing for the win right there. I just thought our kids were they were about at their breaking point fatigue-wise, and so I felt like this was our best shot just to take a chance. And I was glad to see it go in, even if it wasn't exactly on the spot that I kind of hoped it would have been.
And, where it is, Merrill, like I mentioned, she had been a leader all year, and she's, obviously emotional right now. And she said that she had thought about her dad, before she hit it and after she hit it. I guess, what was she like afterwards? And, what does it mean for you to see that joy on her face?
Well, there's no kid on this team that works harder, gives more effort and energy every day. And I was actually laughing today to myself. We were in shoot around, and even in the game, I hear her say, "Come on, y'all," and it cracks me up because here's a young lady from Egypt with she's picked up a country accent with "Come on, y'all," and so it's pretty cool to hear her say that. But it's really great to see her have that success. She hadn't had the best night. There was one time I called her over during a free throw and said, "You are our best energy player. You're our best rebounder, and you're not getting the job done down there on the defensive board." She was getting a lot of tips, a lot of deflections, but we need her to come up with the ball, and she's really good at that. And I said, "You've got to go get the ball." And it just what, they were being physical with her. That's credit goes to Charlotte. They know who Miru is on the boards. And so, but I was glad to see they just kept on fighting. I told the players, that's why you never stop believing. That's why you never give up, because you never know when it's going to turn your way. And so there was a couple of times I felt like it was going our direction, and credit goes to Charlotte. They made some big shots, and but so did our kids.
Hi, Coach Drew Tennis from the College Heights Herald. So I know that last season you went into a double overtime with MTSU, and just for this team, because you have a lot of freshmen, it's a young team. For you to go into a third overtime and win it versus a really tough team, what does that mean to you and just your team in general going into tomorrow's game?
Yeah, Drew, it's funny. I tell the players, this is what you want to play in. You want to play in close ball games against good teams. You don't really, it's nice to win games running away sometimes, but really these are the ones that fans love. These are the ones that create memories for a lifetime. We'll never, even though I wish we would have won that game down in Murfreesboro last year, Dee Givens and Alexis Brewer and Whitcreek, we talk about those games. And this will be a game that Miru can carry with her the rest of her life. And so I'm thrilled for that. Now, from a basketball standpoint, we had 6 kids getting double figures. And I know we had 3 overtimes, but when you get that kind of contribution from everybody, and that's what we've been needing. One night it'd be one player, another night it'd be a different player. So hopefully that gives them a little boost in confidence to be able to put the ball in the hole, because that's really where we've been struggling the most. And, we played 3 overtimes and we still had 19 turnovers. So that in and of itself is an improvement, because we've been having 19, 20 turnovers every single game except for one. And so the fact that we got to 3 turnovers and took care of the ball, even though you can't really say that well, but for us, that's a positive sign.
Coach Sherd with the Daily News again. You get to the line 41 times. You were at about 22 or 23, which is around what Charlotte's opponent's average attempts, on the season in a regular game. But, how important was it to get to the line against a team like Charlotte, where they, I believe they had the best 3-point field goal percentage defense and third best field goal percentage defense. And, especially late in the third overtime period too, where Harris and McMillan both foul out.
Well, it was a key from the beginning of the game. It was something we talked about, was getting to the free throw line and being the first team in the bonus in each quarter. And I'm not sure if we were each quarter, but it was close. And once we got to that bonus in that fourth quarter, I said, we've got to keep getting to the free throw line. And for the most part, you could see some of the effort. It wasn't always pretty. I felt like there's sometimes we were trying to maybe more draw the foul instead of make the shot. And so that's something we can get better at. We'll watch that film and we'll work on that. But the kids were really working hard to execute the game plan, and that was get to the free throw line and score with the clock stop and keep putting the pressure on them to play with in foul trouble. And I liked how, there was a lot of players that showed poise down the stretch. Mariah Haywood, they were sagging off of her and she didn't put up bad shots. She kept working hard to get the ball moved, and then she'd sneak underneath. And when they did help on her knee, we'd find Mariah for a rebound or a dump down for an easy layup. And so I was proud how a lot of players, those 5 on the floor, showed a lot of poise down the stretch.
Coach Drew Tennis again with College Heights Herald. So what did you do after going into halftime after the first 2 quarters to kind of adjust to playing Charlotte? What did you do?
Well, first I wanted to remind the players that it was a 2-point ball game, that we hadn't really played great. I felt like our defense was bothering them some, but I didn't want them to lose sight of the fact that it's a 2-point ball game. 12, it wasn't 15. It was a close ball game. We need to come back out and get a stop and a score and a stop. And it didn't work out that way, but they kept fighting. And we did get in some situations where we had some 6-0 runs and we had some scores and stops and scores. And so at halftime, we talked also about number 40. I'm forgetting 40's name, the post player.
Earth?
Yes, Jasmine, yes. She was doing a great job. I think she might have been 8 for 10 in the first half, maybe. We were letting the ball in too easily, and she was turning, just shooting wide open 8 6-footers over Raneem, and we really needed to pick that defense up on the interior. And so I felt like we were doing a decent job on Jada, keeping her out of those pull-ups. But then Octavia was really lighting us up as well. So we were trying to key on making sure we didn't let Octavia have a career night, although she still had a phenomenal night, and really had to pick up the defense on 40. I apologize. I forget her name again.
Coach, it's Jeff Lights from WBKO. You talked about getting your 6 players in double figures, but one player in particular, Allie Collett. She's been struggling to put the ball in the basket, but she got up to, I think, about 18 points tonight. What did it mean to have her put the ball in the basket and finally get in some sort of a shooting rhythm?
Well, she day in and day out, she is the best shooter on our team in practice. There's very few days we have a variety of shooting challenges, shooting drills, and there's very few days that she's not number one. And so there are some, but she's our best and most consistent shooter. It just hasn't translated over to the game where she's felt that confidence. And I keep telling her, like, you're going to see it go in. And she's been working a lot on that time and space, working on adjusting from high school to college, and that time and space closes a lot more quickly, and those defenders get on you a lot more quickly. And so she's worked on that, and she's just getting more and more comfortable. And that's the answer to your question. But the thing I was most proud about, Allie Collette, had nothing to do with that. I knew at some point those shots are going to go in for her. I was most proud when she came in for Hope at the point guard spot. She was confident. She was in control. She knew what was going on. She was clearly a different player up there. And then on defense, she was much more disruptive than she has been in the past. Those were the 2 areas I was most proud of Allie, even beyond shooting those threes.
Coach Drew Tennis with the College Heights Herald. So now playing that you've played Charlotte and, adding 15 minutes of play against them in the 3 overtimes, what do you think you're going to do tomorrow different than you did today?
Right now, it's what I tell the players. We try to enjoy this win. We try to make sure we'll watch the film tonight, of course, but we'll come back tomorrow and then we'll see where we are. We got a lot of players on the sideline that didn't play as many minutes, and so they're going to have to step in and contribute, and they're going to have to get some. They're going to have to get some rebounds. They're going to make some shots. They're going to play some defense, and so at the end of the day, we had players that played a lot of minutes tonight. We were focused on trying to win this ball game, obviously, and we'll worry about tomorrow when he gets here. But we won't do a whole lot different. We're starting to get to a point in this learning process where we're having a few more tricks in our toolbox, and we're able to go and change a few things. And so early in the season, we didn't have as many options to change. And so we're starting to get a few more. So we may have 1 or 2 more things that we can do that we haven't done, but we may stick with the same game plan. It worked okay tonight.
Coach, this is Jeff Lighter from WBKO. Just kind of follow up on that. You said you're going to take some time to enjoy this win, but coming off an emotional win like this where you hit a game winner in triple overtime, how hard is it going to be to be able to cut this off and get right back into game mode less than 24 hours later?
Yeah, I'm not sure that it'll be that difficult because the kids needed this positive feeling. They need to know what it felt like to win against a good team in a tight ball game. And so, if anything, I would much rather be doing what we're doing and getting ready for another tough ball game tomorrow, coming off of a big win than coming off a disappointing loss with a young team. And so, from that standpoint, I know physically it'll be challenging, but I can tell you one thing: this group is mentally getting tougher every day in practice. So I told Zach there on the scores table, I said, "This is how you know you got a young team. We're heading into overtime." And one of the young ladies turned around and she said, "Now, which way do we go this time, Coach?" I said, "The same way, honey. We go the same way."
Anything else? All right, thank you, Coach.
Thank you, Coach.